Yo guys, what's up? This video is about the Afterglow wireless PlayStation 3 controller and how it gets broken so easily. I believe this one in particular, mine, I managed to break it via water damage. That's what it looks like anyways. My 480p camera can't quite capture how grimy this thing looks. But in order to scrape away this grime, I have enlisted the help of my friend's guitar pick, a regular screwdriver just to take the thing apart to begin with, a toothbrush with added plastic bristles, which is very helpful. This stuff is hard to get off, and a hard-bristled horsehair paintbrush. I think it's horsehair, I really don't know. Something hard and bristly, basically that's what you're looking for here. Oh, and also a stainless steel Fiskars leatherworking scissors. These things are extremely sharp. I have cut myself a few times with them. These can help to deal with broken pins, which is what I have, and to just get at things in small areas. Well, first of all, let's get to the taking this thing apart. It's kind of tricky to find all the screws, because if I can show you without dropping all the screws that I put in here, right there behind this plastic there are two screws, one here and one way over here, not in the middle. Be careful about that because that plastic is nice. You don't want to scratch places that don't need scratching. And another part that was kind of tricky is once you do try and separate it, it'll want to do this because there's a part of the top of the controller right there that connects this plastic bar. Now what you're going to want to do with that is take a flathead screwdriver and just give it a little pop. It'll come out. I'd say it's easier to get it out not with the front face, like this is awkward, not like this. There we go. Not like this, but come around the other side of the plastic thing and break it off from the bottom, not from against this material, from against the other side, the back side. Next is, I think this is water damage, but it smells like corrosion, so that could be related to the broken pin. Yes, there is a broken pin. Imagine that. And that's because one of the joysticks was not reading properly. You would try to go left and right, but it would only go left. You could jump up and down, so it was probably a horizontal issue. And I found that you could probably see the inconsistency of this shiny metal row of pins, because on the end, this side, there are two, well maybe one, but what looks like two broken pins, one of which is looking subpar. So I took my scissors and literally snipped the pin off. Problem solved. Because what that pin was doing was it was bent over, touching another pin. And I think that overrode, yeah, that makes sense, whatever I was doing with this joystick, because it thought it was doing something else. But no, it was just being stupid. Also, I'd just like to comment how lovely these triggers are. They're like pistons. Beautiful, beautiful triggers. Some of the best I've ever seen. PlayStation, you're never going to get that good. And the L and R non-trigger click buttons are activated with these rubber buttons, and they are the nicest and clickiest things I have ever clicked. Yeah. But since I've taken this apart, and there are basically no other videos on the internet showing this thing taken apart, I'm just going to bring the light over here and show you. But this is what it looks like, folks. There is one bar series, what's that called? A band cord connecting the two halves. These triggers, these tops just pull off. What I did was I used 2 screwdrivers and pried the thing out. That worked for me, but it seemed like I might break something if I didn't do that. These are very nice buttons. They don't fall out. They're connected. These, on the other hand, do fall out, which is why I am having a hard time moving them around. But they're also really nice buttons. I recommend this controller 200%, but also warn you 300% that it is not waterproof. Paintbrush time. Basically, when you see... there we go. Wow, that's beautiful. When you see a grimy looking spot that's kind of gray, like somebody's rubbed it with their greasy thumb too much, what you want to do is just scrape away with a plastic guitar pick until some of it comes off, and then brush it with a paintbrush or something rough like a toothbrush in circles or back and forth really quickly. This will get rid of most of the irritation on the board, I'll call it that. I'm not a professional. And hopefully free up some of the connectors from being prisoner to this. I missed the spot. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see that. This is a really good example of grime. Right here. Oh man, that light. It's white and cakey. I'm gonna maybe try and pick it up on this guitar pick and bring it close to the camera because I really need a better webcam. Almost there. Something like that. See that? Like 2 pixels worth of water damaged crust? Yeah, that's the best description for it. And when all that crust is loosened up, you can just rub it all away with a bristle brush. I'll just do that a few more times. Skip ahead of the video if you get bored, don't worry. There will be more interesting parts. Oh jeez, that's terrible. Also, I haven't used OBS in a while, so if there are issues, feel free to complain. I will laugh. Oops. Oh, I'm gonna use a toothbrush this time. Bigger, harder bristles, not as many, not as stiff. But they're scratchier. Good. On the back side, behind the joysticks, there was a lot of white crust, what looked like, you know, the tops of controllers after years of using, playing Smash Bros or something. That's what it looked like. It's kind of scary. It almost looked intentional until I realized it wasn't symmetrical at all. So it was probably water damage. Left it in my backpack too long. I have been going away at this for a while, so this video is just me doing my checkups, I guess. Don't be afraid to touch the board though, just make sure the batteries are out and such. When it's powered, don't let water contact it or any conductive thing across two different pins, because that will short circuit, possibly explode the batteries, but I haven't been there yet. These rumble things are really nice rumble things, by the way. I approve of this $35 to $40 controller. These pins, though, you gotta watch out for those, because they stick out. It's like somebody in China did a bad job at soldering and just kind of left the bits hanging out, sticking up like kind of like this. But the one that I had was like that, all moved over, touching another pin, right? So I tried to lift it up, it didn't work, so I snipped it off, and now it's not touching any more pins, which is a good thing. That's what you need. In fact, you could probably, don't take my word for it, but you could probably just flatten this area, just take all those stick-up pins out. Yeah, it's kind of like there's too much solder, or solder, or whatever it's called. Don't criticize my pronunciation of things. Anything else I'm missing? Oh yeah, also in here is really hard to get at because of this. It won't open so much. I'm just going to be careful of that. I don't want to break it. It's irreplaceable. Most of these parts can't be replaced by the average consumer in a budget-friendly manner. So you're just going to want to MacGyver this mostly. But if you do break it, it's only $40. It's not your life savings. Unless you are in an unfortunate situation. $40 for me is kind of a lot, by the way, so I do not want to buy another. Although I would. These are great controllers. Just get in between them. Good. A final brush. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of solvent you're supposed to put over this stuff in case of water damage. But again, I am no professional, nor do I know much about tech. All I know is that when there's a board that's dirty, it's probably not supposed to be dirty. So just scrape off the stuff. I can't get in there easily. You can hear that. That is the sound of the crusty white resin. I'm not sure if it's resin. It seems like a hard candy that just dried on. It's disgusting. Or like toothpaste or something. Yeah, I don't know. Don't use toothpaste to clean this stuff. Only CDs. It's hard to get. I wish I had a better camera, because then you guys could actually see what I'm doing. Bear with me here. I'll show you what it looks like to put this thing back together. Hopefully all those guys with Afterglow controllers will get some use out of this video. That's why I'm doing it. I haven't made a video in years. Year? Not sure. It's been a long time though. I'm not sure if you can see that. Okay. Right there? You see that? A little bit? Right there. Yeah, I'm pointing at it. This is a connector, but right above this connector here is the part you want to get off. Watch. Yeah, it really is quite crusty. And you just brush this stuff away and make a nice, shiny, polished surface. Good as new-ish, not really. There's still a lot of stuff that I can't get off. But we'll try nonetheless, because stubbornness. And I don't know any better. Is that it? I think that is just about. Okay. Oh, I can get all of that off. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I was just scraping away over here. It seems like where across from where the 4 lights are here, that there's a lot of buildup, and you don't want that. I think this is not, let's see, specialized professional stuff here at all in any sense of the description. I think that looks good. Can't be sure. Oh, there's also another row of 4 pins here. That's for this band. Yeah, the 4 pins is for the band. I just realized that. I'm gonna use my Revlon, not mine, my mom's. Tweezers. Yeah, that's what they're called. Just to get in there and hopefully successfully get that grime out. Yes, got it. Well, most of it. This controller seems to have, just as a design, some issues with these connectors. Like, it's probably not got something to do with the fact that it was built in China, but it might have something to do with the fact that it was built in China. Or who it was built by. Afterglow. I'm not sure if it's a super popular company or not. Move that over that way a bit. Triple checking everything because it's kind of a pain to put this back together. Where is the guitar pick? Oh, way over there. Okay. Actually doing something. This is nice. Scraping that away. Or at least scraping it loose and brushing it away. That's all you need to do. That button I think is fine, but I'll brush it anyways because brushing is fun. Making things nice and shiny is fun. And yeah, I think it was mostly just that pin that was messing up the joystick. Hey, now let's put this back together. Let's see how much fun we can have with that. Woohoo. First things first. Put this thing back on. It does go in a certain way, though. There is a top. But only a top. The top and bottom are the same. Good. And the button works. The mechanics inside this controller is really nice. If I were you, I would probably, like, if you're interested, just take it apart, just for fun, to see what it looks like. The board is screwed into this top piece, like both boards, yes. The rumble packs rest in here. Yep, just like that. I might take those out later, depending on if they're in the way or not. Yes, they are. Son of a gun. Key thing, important, these buttons here slide into the top. And they're stiff, so you might crack them. Gotta be real careful with that. They go in first. They take priority over the entire board when you're taking this thing apart. But geez, they're finicky. This whole thing is kind of a pain in the ass, if you ask me. drop the board in first, and then click the things in. Yeah, I got the order messed up. When you're taking it apart, you can loosen this thing up, but you still have this board to get rid of. And these buttons basically lock the board down to the plastic. So I'm gonna hold that kind of like there, and gently slide to click, or to a friction fit. It's not really a click. Push them in as far as you can go, but don't break them, because they're important. And now the joysticks. They fit in somehow. Oh yeah. This thing. Is there a front? Is there a back? Yep. Just like that. Okay. That's again, you can see a little pin right there on the front here. And that's what it slides into. There are screws for the bottom board. Over here and over here. I'll do that now. And of course I grabbed so many screws all at once. Oop. There are 4 screws internally and 4. It's about 7. No. Yeah, but that's a weird number. There's 7 screws for the outside. Oh, wait, never mind, that makes sense. There's also a screw right here, that's for the outside. Just gonna carefully drop that into its slot. Nope, I can't do it carefully, so I'll do it angrily. With all the fury of Thor. Oh, by the way, they don't screw them in super tightly. Just enough, because these boards, they're kind of like triple layered, right? The top and bottom layer keep the internals together. They also, the top and bottom, have the soldering. My iPod going off. Skype. Yep. Oh, I'm so popular. People want to Skype with me. Jeez. One person. Okay. Also, I'm not complaining about that at all. And just tight enough. Now the rumble packs go in. Just like that. I would make sure that the wiring for these rumble packs is in a good place so that nothing breaks later on and you're not sad that they disconnected. Then you have to go order another rumble pack from Amazon. How does this go on? There we go. Right. So that band I was talking about, when you first open this thing up, it will be really hard to separate the two boards because that band is like hard plastic. And it only wants to stretch about this far before you feel like the connectors on the ends might break. So, putting it back into this position is just as hard to do. Just as daunting a task as the first. And these screws are here and here. If I'm not mistaken. No, I am mistaken. That's fine. They're here and here. Kind of next to the rumble packs underneath the bottoms of these. Down here. For this whole thing, I suggest you have very good lighting. First screw. Put that over there. When it gets tight, just turn it like that, and you're good. No strength required. Once the first screw's in, you could probably just throw it around. It's not going to fall apart anytime soon. Unless you drop it on the floor. Yeah. Then you don't deserve to open this up. Right. And hopefully, in fact, wow, those are really responsive. Yeah, I also noticed these guys used different joystick, different analog stick. What's it called? Receivers? I don't know. But they're different than Xbox and PlayStation. Okay, so this thing goes on last. It doesn't want to stay on. It's very nice. I like it. Can go on. Yep. Just like that. There's the controller. Whoa. Final. Am I right? This is the last piece. There we go. If I did everything correctly, I am not in trouble. If I didn't, oh jeez, then I am in trouble. I am actually really uncertain if this actually did anything. I am guessing it probably did something, breaking that pin and all. Oh, that should, does that click? Or is that aligning in properly? This is what I wanted you to do to break it apart first. Just like that. Right? Stick a screwdriver in there and you're good. It's really finicky to take apart, much harder than the Xbox version, which just snaps apart like a Tostitos chip. It doesn't want to work. Why not? Not enough strength. Can I click that in? Oh, okay. So that's what it is. Screws time. I contained the screws within a roll of tape. Aren't you proud of me? People would normally use bowls, but no. Rebel. That's the odd one. This is the one that goes in the middle. Right between the analog sticks. I should start calling it analog sticks instead of joysticks. Because this is a joystick. And these tiny things are analog sticks. But I suppose they're the same thing. If you want to get all particular with me. But, come on. Drawer closed, please. Yes, thank you. It's a mess down there. Fast forward this part of the video if you wish. Humph. Yes. In. Please. Maybe that's all I need. Manners. To tell a screw to go in. Hey, there we go. It went in. Nice. I believe if you have a warranty on this thing, taking these two screws out will void it. will mean you will no longer have a warranty once you take them off. Or out, I should say. In, please. In. No, that's not in, that's out. Yes, in. Okay. It's all about that technique. Put your right foot forward and don't forget it. Bring it around town. And screw all the 7 screws into this very well built controller. I love it. The buttons are the best buttons. Oh man, on any controller. Like, I don't understand why PlayStation controllers, brand new, off the market, are $60, while this one is $40, and actually feels like it is a thing. Like, it has a lot of substance to it. The PlayStation controllers feels like just plastic. The best description for them. Plastic buttons. This feels like it's made of aluminum or something, when really it's just extremely hard plastic. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I think I am. Final screw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and a half. 17 and a half twist. If you can beat my record, post it in the comments. Here we go. Brand new controller back together minus the batteries. Listen to that. Beautiful. And when I turn it on, guess the color. Right now. And which way does this go? That way. Okay. In about 5 seconds, I want you to guess the color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red. Right? Of course it's red. Why would it not be red? Because it's bleeding blue, man. I got that blue controller. This is the best ever. And it has a little USB dongle about that big. That's how it connects to your PC and the PlayStation. That's probably why it doesn't work with Xbox, because they don't do USB controllers. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this is useful to you, this information. You want to take those 2 screws out, then you better not have a warranty, or you better not rely on your warranty at least. I probably had one, but I kind of threw out the packaging when I bought it, because I was so excited. I thought it would work perfectly, but I guess not. Water damage. Rest in peace. I'll see you around.